Show. This is the Big O 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 Show.
There's just one place where you can drive the new 2025 Acura RDX for only $399 a month. The Customer Appreciation Sale at Acura of Pembroke Pines. Thank you for making us #1.
For over 16 years, EJDconstruction.com has provided South Florida residents quality craftsmanship, accurate project management, and exceptional service. That's why EJDconstruction.com is an A-rated member of Angie's List and the Better Business Bureau. When you're looking for the right custom home builder for additions or home remodeling, please call my friend Eric at 305-433-4843. That's 305-433-4843 for EJDconstruction.com.
When presenting an award to an employee, athlete, executive, or fantasy GM, make sure you call Orvieto's Awards and More. For 35 years, these custom award specialists have been providing plaques, trophies, custom framing, while providing state-of-the-art laser and computerized engraving, UV printing, and glass crystal etching. They do all their engraving and printing in-house for quality control. Call Charles at 305-949-8098 or visit them at orvietosawards.com. Orvieto's Awards and More, where recognition is rewarding.
There's just one place where you can take $10,000 off the 2025 Acura MDX. The Customer Appreciation Sale at Acura of Pembroke Pines. Thank you for making us #1.
When it comes to your smile, confidence is so important. At Moody S Dental, they provide the services to get your smile back. This family-run practice prides itself by offering the latest technology to give your family the best experience possible. Moody S Dental has been in business for over 30 years with offices in Hialeah and Plantation. They accept most major dental insurances. They provide free new patient exams, 20% off select treatments. To qualify, please follow us on Instagram at moodys.dental. Moody S Dental has been in business for over 30 years. To schedule an appointment in Hialeah, call 305-821-0231 and Plantation 954-692-6825. From Invisaligns, dental implants, same-day crowns, and the preventative care and preservation to get your smile back. Go to moodysdental.com to find out more and tell them Big O sent you.
It starts every morning before the sun comes up. Projects are laid out. Plans are made. Equipment is fueled and loaded with inventory to handle all service requests. Orders are given to an army of skilled landscape maintenance professionals, certified arbor trimmers, irrigation technicians, and licensed pest management experts who fan out to communities and businesses all over South Florida. Experienced, on time, and dependable. Our staff is fully trained, licensed, and insured. Contact us by phone, email, social media, or through our website to answer all your landscape questions. We are Cutter's Edge. Total Landscape Solutions.
Oh, great. You have a doorbell camera. Now you have a front row seat to your house getting robbed.
They're breaking into my house!
Ooh, there goes the TV. I'm sure it'll turn up at the pawn shop.
No, not the TV!
Just because you can see them, that doesn't mean you can stop them. With Slogans, you get 24-hour monitoring, a free home security system, and professional installation. Plus, free doorbell camera, one that'll actually work for you.
Get out of my house!
Get out of the house! Call 1-800-ALARM-ME.
We're celebrating a new year with new savings at Toyota of Hollywood, the official #1 volume Toyota dealer. Save big on a 24 Corolla, not $24,000, $17,988. Buy with 0% financing, 0 down. We're bringing you deals that strike fast and hard at the #1 volume Toyota dealer, Toyota of Hollywood, on 441 between Hollywood Boulevard and Sheridan Street. Open till midnight.
After 40 years, the Big Cheese Miami is still producing great Italian food. They started in 1984. Since then, they've been winning awards while being voted the best inexpensive Italian restaurant in Miami. Visit them for great food, amazing service. Witness the decades of Cane's memories. The walls are like a Miami Hurricanes Hall of Fame. The Big Cheese delivers anything on its menu or party platter menu to your home, office, or even a park for a picnic. Located at 8080 Southwest 67th Avenue, Miami. Call 305-662-6855. TheBigCheeseMiami.com, where they serve large portions at family prices.
Hi, this is Jeff Welt from Welton Rayom. Dan and I have been in business together for over 22 years. We're not your typical lawyers. When Dan's not working in the office, he's flying his stunt plane. When I'm not in the office, I'm either getting tattooed, bowling, riding a motorcycle, or going to concerts. We might not be your typical attorneys, but we are aggressive attorneys, and we'll do whatever it takes to get you what you deserve. Consultations are always free. Call us anytime, 24/7.
Welton Rayom can help.
Welcome to Caneswear. New store, new items, same great experience. Family owned and operated since 2010, Caneswear has the latest merchandise from the Miami Hurricanes, Miami Dolphins, Florida Panthers, Inter Miami CF, and more. Come visit us at our store in Davie on University Drive, just south of 595, or online at caneswear.com. Caneswear, the spot Miami fans shop.
There's just one place where you could drive a new Acura ZDX for only $239 a month. The Customer Appreciation Sale at Acura of Pembroke Pines. Thank you for making us #1.
If you're looking to take your home or business to the next level, then RM Contractors and Custom Drywall can assist you. RM specializes in new residential turnkey, new commercial turnkey, home and office remodeling. Call them for free estimates. Serving all of South Florida, licensed and insured. Call Ray or Mike, 305-345-3649. You work hard to create the perfect atmosphere. You dream it, we'll build it. RM Contractors and Custom Drywall, 305-345-3649. Or Instagram at RMC Fisher Island.
This is the Big O Show. 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 is the Big O Show. This is the Big O Show. This is the Big O Show. This is...
So here we are. I wanted to show you the backyard again because we had some trouble last time, but you know, cuttersedgepro.com does some amazing stuff, and there are the boys and the girl. They're having fun. There we go. Right, Maiden? Right, Bono? There we go. They're having fun. I'm having fun. Look at our Sylvester palm. It is beautiful. We got another one in the front yard like that. You can take your home and landscaping to the next level. And the artificial turf, look at that. Look at that. The two dinosaurs going at it, huh? Look at that. I gotta love the dinosaurs. Look at them. They like to bite each other's legs. That's what they do. They play with each other and then they bite each other and they piss each other off. It's fun. One is Bono, which is the one farther away from you, and Maiden. She's the girl right here. She's a badass. That's for sure. So anyway, see the flowers are coming out.
The viewpoint, statements, or beliefs expressed on the following program by the host, guests, or callers are not necessarily the opinions of FantasyXS.com, Media Group Inc., ownership, management, sponsors, or website. When it comes to South Florida sports teams, very few in the media have witnessed, lived, and covered it like the Big O. Let's start the program dedicated to your favorite South Florida teams with a passion that's unmatched. The Big O Radio Show is on. Here's the Big O.
Good morning, boys and girls. Yes, sir. Time to rock and roll. Yes, on a beautiful Tuesday. Hashtag F Butler. That's all I got to say. Every Heat question, every Heat comment, every Heat everything. You don't only use hashtag Heat Nation. You use hashtag F Butler. Okay? Just saying. Just saying. Start the train. Start the train. Okay? Fuck Butler. Hashtag fuck Butler. Everything Heat from here on out. Hashtag fuck Butler. Okay? Everything. Everything. End it with hashtag fuck Butler. Just want to say, okay? And good morning to everybody. Hope you all are doing well. I've decided to get a Wear Vice jersey, says Skylar. That's a good decision. It's a good decision. That kid's got dog in him, man. Dog. That was fun last night. I felt like I had Heat basketball back for it's been well over 2 years that I haven't had Heat basketball. Because I've had some bum that wants to coast in the regular season and get paid $50 million for doing shit in the regular season, and because he got lucky that there was no Embiid and no Giannis, and they got to the finals, and so they all thought this was going to be the norm, and then they've kind of run into the wall the last couple of years and trying to do it again. So last night I had Heat basketball last night. I had 15 dudes. I know they're not all playing, but they all give a shit. They all want to play. They all care. They all played with passion, offensively, defensively. Whatever happens, happens in the game. If they lose, they lose. If they go on losing streaks, it is what it is. But at least I know I'm going to watch a team that played hard. Look, dude, I was watching Rory Sparrow and Pat Cummings and John Sundvold, okay? I watched them all, and they played hard. And that was pre-Riley. But I watched them and supported them, whether it was Kevin Edwards or whoever it was, dude. I don't give a shit if it was Jim Rowinski or Craig Neal or whatever it was. And then Riley takes over. And from the first day when you win 8 games with 8 or 9 people and Rex Chapman hits 39 points, it's always been about giving a shit about what happens on the court. And you got to play hard if you're a Heat player. That's what we're all used to. Let the chips fall where they may. And we've been really lucky that we've been on the winning side a lot. But last time I checked, the greatest stretch of Dwayne Wade's career was here in a Heat uniform. The greatest stretch of LeBron James' career was in a Heat uniform. The greatest stretch of Chris Bosh's career was in a Heat uniform. The greatest stretch of Jimmy Butler's career is in a Heat uniform. There's a common denominator here. Most players who come here will have the best stretches of their careers. Of course, the player has to do their part, but the culture does its own. This asshole doesn't care about that. Never did. It's just that shit fell into place, the bubble, this, that, and you idiots, a lot of you fell into it. That's all. I never fell into it from day one because I wasn't big about the Jimmy Butler move because I said he was never a number one. I said, if you don't get another star, this thing will never work out. And luckily, we've got Spo, who made it better than what it is. And Jimmy can go wherever the hell he wants, and he's not going to have the success he had here. So while, some people, the player got disrespected. Oh, screw the player. It's the Heat organization that makes the player. Okay? It's the Heat organization that gives you the foundation so you as a player can go out and finish off what you couldn't do in Cleveland or in Toronto, or for Jimmy's case, in Philadelphia, in Minnesota, in Chicago before you got here to Miami. And then you buried your own opportunity because you brought us Kyle Lowry. So fuck Butler. Okay? Fuck Butler. Hashtag fuck Butler. Every and any comment, as long as that asshole is a part of this team, hashtag fuck Butler. That's what the Heat Nation needs to do. He doesn't give a shit about you, dude. He's full of shit. He's a constant liar, is what he is. He's a phony. He's a con artist. And I've seen right through this bullshit from day one. Day one. Too many of you because, you need an echo chamber. One of the things I've learned about sports is that a lot of you need to gravitate to an echo chamber. You need to hear what you want to hear. Because if they tell you the truth, you don't want to really hear the truth. When it's negative, there's a lot of you that just can't handle it. So you'll paint whatever picture and try to dress it up as much as you can. And you stay away from it. Jimmy's a fraud, dude. And what's the stretch here that happened was a monster overachievement thanks to Spo. Yeah, he did his part, but thanks to Spo, because he can play hard all he wants, and he never got those results anywhere else. He got them here. The results LeBron still can't get to this day. He got him here. So I don't care. You know what I mean? I've watched what this organization can do. What I've been pissed at Riley at is that he has allowed his organization to lose its culture because of some asshole. Hashtag fuck Butler. Your culture, the Heat logo, the Heat culture, the way Pat Riley, the staff, the training staff, the ticket department, promotions, video. I don't give a crap what section we're talking about of that organization. Everything is top notch. So why are you changing your ways for this guy? Why are you allowing him to run roughshod through your building? He's not more important than Alonzo Mourning. And Alonzo Mourning would never treat you like that.
So what the hell is this? Enough already, dude. That's all. Suspended indefinitely. That's what you need to do. You should have listened to me from the get-go, right? Have I been wrong at all in this whole Butler situation? No. Don't sign him. You did. Now you screwed up. And when all this happened, what did I say? Just cast his ass aside, bro. Don't deal with this buffoonery, bro. And you still keep bringing him back and bringing him back. And what kind of stupid shit is that? I don't know how the Heat got soft all of a sudden. And then finally now they're putting their, Riley's putting back his big boy pants on. I don't know. Maybe I get it, man. As I've gotten older, I find myself crying more in some movies. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I guess you get older, you get a little bit more emotional and stuff like that. So, maybe you do get a little softer heart. And maybe that's happened to Riley a little bit. But you're not in that business. You're in the business of the NBA. Get back to being the Riley that we all, love and respect and immensely respect. This is the Heat organization that I immensely respect. I don't really like the cheap ways at times of Mickey Arison, I got to say, because this comes from the top. Because really, the owner is the guy that could say, no, my organization, my culture is too important. F that. Fuck Butler. Okay. # fuck Butler. And I'll pay the daily. No, I'm paying him $500,000 a game. You got to play. No, dude, you're a cancer. Get the hell out. Yeah, if we trade you, we trade you. Get out of here. And that's it. But don't allow him around your people anymore. Don't allow him around your kids, around your organization, your culture. F him, dude. Yeah, that's the stuff I didn't understand. That's the one thing that I'm gonna really call out is the owner, because the owner could have put a kibosh on this, and it was only because he's cheap. So I know he spends, but it's a very calculated way that he spends. It's not like he's a Ross or a Moss, a Ross or a Moss, that they will aggressively spend. No, he's very calculating, He'll do here or there, And then this whole thing, a real owner tells the guy, go F yourself, bro. Get out of my face. Get out of my team. Get out of my building. You're polluting my organization. And he didn't have the balls to do that until it was like so obvious that you had to do it, which is sad. It really is sad. And even with that, who knows? After all this, and they can't trade him in 5 games, who knows? The owner may tell him, no, I'm paying him whatever. I don't know how you do that to Eric Spoelstra, to be quite honest. But I had a lot of fun last night watching that. Okay? Just spread the word. # fuck Butler. That's all I got to say. # fuck Butler. Seriously. Okay? That's what needs to happen. Since the owner, has no balls, it's time for the Heat Nation to, show the balls and step up. And let's support the young guys. Win or lose, whatever. Let's support, let's encourage the Heat organization to get back to being the Heat organization. Not this organization that's got no spine and starts to, bend over backwards for players and let them run all over you and shit. That doesn't fly. The stuff you used to do, you used to get real stars, character people, hard workers. It turns into banners. If you have these kind of people that will fold in the first moment of whatever it is while they're even getting paid for it, that's why there's no banners up there. You can't win with people like that. That's the misconception we all have about Jimmy Butler. Is he really a winning player? Not really. He's a selfish player. So that's what we've learned, right? When push comes to shove, he doesn't care about anybody else but himself. And it doesn't matter what happens to his teammates, his organization, his coach. He doesn't care. So last night was a lot of fun. And let me talk about last night's game, because it was one of those deals where when I started to watch last night's game, it was refreshing. I knew there was going to be no drama. And I was like, all right, this is cool, dude. And this is a good test for them. And to watch Ware play, and his efficiency is through the roof, dude. Yesterday, Ware scored 19 points on an incredible 7 of 8 shooting, 4-4 from three-point range. Tyler Hero, which I know, but it's not because I'm trying to pick on him. 30 points on 28 shots, 12 of 28, 4 of 15. That's so inefficient, it's ridiculous. Okay? You have 12 assists, but 5 turnovers. You know what I mean? Like, it's so overrated at times. I would trade him in a heartbeat if I can also trade him. Heat organization, get back to your ruthless ways. Bam, very efficient, 26, 10, and 9, 3 turnovers. So he was very productive yesterday. Duncan, obviously, very good with the three-point shot and helped out with the defense. Jovic, man. Jovic played some tough defense at times, scored some tough baskets. It was really, really cool to watch Jovic. That lineup where you've got Bam, you've got Jovic, and Ware in there. That's pretty cool, man. And obviously, they've got to do their part. They've got to play, but they're athletic. They can move around. They're long. They can cover a lot of the court. They're selfless. And I love that this kid Ware he's dog. You know what? I look at Pele Larson, and he's got dog in him. Not that he had a great game, but you can tell that there's a toughness to that kid. Jovic, there's a toughness to that kid. Does he have to grow? Yeah. Is he going to make some mistakes? Of course they are. They're young. There's moments where you see that, Spo's a little frustrated with them and the decisions and the rotations and defense. And, there are different moments, but there's positives. There's a lot of positives going on. And there are no progress stoppers in the way. So we can just let them go and let them play, and they can freely play, and they don't have to defer to the star that's on the court. Now it's just everybody go, and they're young, so they don't mind who gets it done. You know what I mean? It's a really cool thing. And if you give Spo 15 human beings that are engaged, and there's no drama or anything like that, what do you think is going to happen to this team as the season goes on? They're only going to get better. They're only going to get tighter. Their defensive rotations are going to get better. And they've got guys that can defend outside of, Tyler and Duncan's, but, you've got guys that can defend. I really like what I saw yesterday. That was fun to watch, and that was a good team to test them also. Even with Banchero, man, I thought there were moments where I thought Jovic really stood his ground, and I was like impressed with the defense. And I'm like, man, wait till this kid just gets, filled up a little bit more with the body and his mind and his confidence and his knowledge of the game and the opponents and the coaches and all that. Wow. It's a lot of fun. This is why I want them. If you can get picks, man. You can draft now. And if you can get multiple picks and somehow some young becomes available, then you could use the package of picks for it. If not, and you have to draft them, then draft them. You guys are doing a really good job of unearthing talent. And then you have the best coach in the world. So just let's write it out, man. Let's write it out. But let's get rid of all that crap, because yesterday I knew I was going to sit down and watch people that were engaged, like you and I want to be engaged in the Heat games. We don't want to be talking about constantly, bro, Butler's not even trying. Butler's not there. And it's just an up and down thing. And it's bad for the coach. It's bad for the players and all that kind of stuff. I loved that all of that was out of the way. And now I can talk about the actual game instead of the stupid – I get it, man. If some people out there, they're not really good talk show hosts, so they can't really talk about the game or don't really want to talk about the game. They'd rather talk about some kind of drama and sensationalism and bullshit because that's what sells. And I get it. It's lazy radio, lazy writing, all that. It's easy. It's clickbait shit, But yeah, I'm more of the lunch pail guy. I'd rather talk about what I saw last night. That's what I'd rather talk about. To me, that's the cool part. Talking about Khalil Ware going 4-4 from 3-point range. Are you kidding me? Jovic, 15 points, 7 rebounds, 2 steals. That's what I want to talk about, dude. I want to talk about the effort from that team yesterday, from those young guys. That was fun. That was a lot of fun. It brought pride to that uniform. Tomorrow, by the way, they take on Cleveland, another fantastic test, and we'll see where they stand against guys like that. And by the way, this game, they came back from a double-digit deficit, okay, to take it into 2 overtimes and still win. I think that shows a lot of grit on their part also. It was good, man. It was good. It was fun. I really, really enjoyed myself yesterday. It was one of my favorite games that I've watched the Heat the last couple of years. And it gives me a little bump in interest for the rest of the season because I was losing interest in watching this silly ass soap opera every single day and having to deal with this clown. And maybe it's because I come from a little different spot than most of you when it comes to Butler. I questioned the move from the get-go because I questioned the person from the get-go because I said he would never recruit stars, and I was right. He never could recruit a star. People were telling me he could recruit stars and stars would want to come play with him. Well, nobody was rushing to come play with Jimmy Butler, no matter what. And then to give him that last extension, I just thought was such poor foresight on the Heat's part. And it was a team desperately trying to hang on to something that really is not there. But they saw something that I didn't, and some of you saw something I didn't. I don't know what it was. But that's probably why I come from a little different area of the whole Jimmy thing. I was already kind of sour with him as it is. So it's really easy for me to say, fuck Butler. To be quite honest, because to me, this is way more important than Jimmy Butler. I have people like telling me, oh, you can't get the culture back. And that's just the dumbest shit in the world. Shaq had his problems and what? Gone, and the culture was right back. Brett Favre, Aaron Rodgers were 2 complete assholes with Green Bay. Then you got rid of them, the quarterbacks, and the culture continues. It's just stupid shit. What Riley has established here for 30 years or nearly 30 years, whatever the hell it is now, it's still here. It's here. It's established. You saw it last night. You just have a bad apple in the bunch, and you need to get rid of that bad apple so it doesn't, screw up the rest of the bunch. That's all it is. It's not because your culture's gone or all that. Give me a break, dude. The Heat culture is alive and well. That's why they won last night, because Heat culture molded those young guys and got them prepared for this moment. Okay, because most coaches wouldn't have their young guys this prepared for this kind of moment. They probably would have lost. They would not be 23 and 22, most coaches, with all this drama and all this bullshit. It's the culture that still keeps you afloat. And you're in number 6 right now with all that drama and all that drama and all that bullshit. You're still there. So for anybody that thinks culture is gone or whatever, no, it's still there. It's still there. That's why through it all, you're still over 500. So any moron out there trying to tell you, oh, the culture's dead and all that, go look at the big picture. Go look at the macro, not the micro. Okay? The micro is all this bullshit with Jimmy. The macro is what you saw last night. Heat culture took over. And young guys are already developing. Okay? Khalil Ware is, whew, are you kidding me? Nobody has that kid playing like this except for Spo and his staff. Best in the business. So that was, man, that was beautiful last night. That was beautiful. NorCal is puffing and a puffing. Jeff in Long Island, I saw the ELO thing. I told my wife because she likes ELO, and I've gotten my daughter in an ELO, and I would love to take them to one of those shows in London. It would be really cool. What else? One-Eyed Jack. Juan Mendoza is in. Refreshing and actually fun watching the Heat basketball now without Jimmy, weirdly enough. Yeah, that's right. Dolphin Dave in. Raging in. Ray Sosa. Where looks more like the real deal. Yeah, he does. He's got dog in him, dude. Steve Chapman is checking in. All things Dolphins and crypto. Cosa Nostra. By the way, Trump bought another $10 million of Ethereum. Probably nothing. Guy owns, I think, like 91 million in Ethereum. You probably shouldn't pay attention to Ethereum. There must be no coincidence that Trump owns 90 million of Ethereum. I mean, no. Yeah. Ray Sosa in the house. Steve Chapman, Cosa Nostra, Alexis Palenzuela, Luke, Horndog. I blame the Heat roster for Jimmy shenanigans. No leader on the roster to tell Pat. Well, he is supposed to be the guy. But you got to blame Mickey Arison and Pat Riley. Those are the people that you have to blame, unfortunately, for this mess. Gus 1388. Oscar Rojas is in Melbourne. Skylar Tipton. Steven Gonzalez. Aquavision. Brian Lendis. TJ Superman. It's my daughter's 9th birthday, Charlotte. She got a big kick if you gave her a shout out. Charlotte, happy birthday to you. Happy 9th birthday. How about that? Double digits next year. The Big 10. That is awesome. You're 1 year away from the Big 10. That is awesome, Charlotte. Very cool. Happy birthday, and I hope you have the perfect day out there, Charlotte. Okay? I'd sing you happy birthday, but I might get sued. So I can't do that. Legally, you can't do it nowadays. You can't sing that song. So sorry about that, but happy birthday. There you go. I don't know. That's my own birthday song. Okay. Let's see. Jay Slim, no picadillo, never. Ray Varnicus, time to make the donuts. Oh, man. You didn't invite me, bro. You're going to make donuts and you're not going to invite me? You know donuts are the way to my heart. A glazed donut is the way to my heart. It's small face coffee now. Like I told you, that shit will be shut down. What? Let's see. Happy birthday, Charlotte. Cover your ears. Ty in the Bronx. John Padilla. Sam the Man. Lisa Rose. Please do not send Butler to my sons. You'll have no problem with that. They're not going to get him because unless there's a third or fourth team that can add the sweeteners, so that way they can work it around, maybe. But if they don't, it doesn't look like it because the Suns just don't have enough ammo and space to make it, and nobody wants, well, at least the Heat don't want the Bradley Beal deal. which thank God for that. Amen. Oh, those Channel 33 Heat teams wasn't good, but they all played hard the entire game. Yeah, man. Yeah, and that's what I saw last night. It was fun last night to see a team without a distraction and without an asshole on the court. Okay? So that was cool. Win or lose, man. That was a lot of fun to watch, and they deserve it. Okay? Bless you, Furonis. Bless you. I saw you sneeze there. All right, let's get to it. Let's talk a little Dolphins football with the one and only David Furonis in our Welt and Rayom Miami Dolphins report.
All rise, football fans, as the Welt and Rayom Miami Dolphins report with David Furonis is in session.
Welton Rayom has more than 62 years of litigation experience handling insurance disputes. They are committed to resolving even the toughest insurance claims quickly. Call them for a free consultation. 954-966-4646. Here's Miami Dolphins insider David Furonis.
All right. Let's talk a little Dolphins football with the one and only David Furonis. What'd you think of last night's game? Hashtag fuck Butler. Well, is he frozen? Oh, he's frozen in time. There we go. He unfroze.
I think I'm back. What was the question?
I said, what'd you think of last night? Hashtag fuck Butler.
Oh, yeah. The Heat game, incredible comeback. I tweeted, just keep him the hell away from this team. Keep him the hell away. and then there was also, I tweeted the Succession video where he just keeps saying, fuck off. I like that one too.
But everybody,
everything Jimmy.
And everybody then ties it to Tyreek Hill for the Miami Dolphins because Tyreek Hill seems to be the Jimmy Butler of the Miami Dolphins. The only problem is they got no chance of trading him or getting rid of him because they are absolutely stuck. That's the difference between the Heat and the Dolphin or the Heat and Dolphin situations. The Jimmy one, eventually he'll be gone because he's got an option and he's going to go in free agency and all that, but the Tyreek one, those guarantees have buried them.
Yeah. The similarity in the situations is, yes, they're two of the top players on their respective teams, on the Miami franchises, and dealing with their saga with their respective organizations. But the vast differences are that, well, for one, Tyreek Hill's seems to be like both sides are going to play nice. Now they're also in the offseason, but it seems like they're trying to set their differences behind them and they're trying to work this out and make it work. But also it's the difference is they have to make it work because the Dolphins gave them all those guarantees last year, whereas the Heat took a stance and said, it's this one last year and we're not giving you that contract extension that you want. So that is what it is. And now it's just two sides clashing in season. And it's what's the saying? A rock in a hard place or an immovable object in I forget what it was, but whatever that saying is, it's neither side wants to budge. Jimmy Butler, Pat Riley, and that's what happens when you get two personalities like that, where they're used to getting their way. And Jimmy Butler has done it in the past with his past teams, with Chicago, with Minnesota, now again, and Pat Riley. He even said goodbye to Dwayne Wade at one time. So
yeah. Yeah, we're in a rock and a hard place, is what you wanted to say.
I said that one, but then I thought, but there was one that I was trying to get to. What is it? Something versus an immovable object.
I'm not. You got it.
When the irresistible force meets the immovable object.
There we go.
There you go.
That's the one I was looking for.
So, these two situations are what they are, and there's really, there's a way out of the Butler one, but it's going to be very hard. Whereas the Tyreek one, there is no way out of it because of the situation you're in as a front office and as a head coach, that you're trying to save your job right now. And by trying to do anything with Tyreek, it would limit what you can do in the offseason because it would kill your cap space. And then that would kill your flexibility of trying to improve the team that needs to improve in certain areas. And then that would be a progress stopper. So you're stuck like Chuck. You gotta get through with it, and you gotta hope you can get through with it with him. But let's look at it the other way now. Because it's obvious that everybody's on the hot seat now, do you get a feeling that people are jumping ship? Because the Reggie McKenzie thing looked like somebody that was jumping ship. It wasn't like he was taking this massive upgrade in jobs or anything. It was kind of a lateral position, and it was almost like, yeah, you guys got about a year left. Let me take off and go to a new destination for. And I know the hometown stuff and all that, but if he thought he was going to win here, he would have stayed.
Yeah, Reggie McKenzie, he came to the Dolphins starting 2019, so that was the start of the rebuild. So it was a time when, okay, you understood it was going to be a little bit of some downtime before you see the wins, and actually it kind of accelerated where 2020 they were already having a winning season, 2021 continuously through the end of the Brian Flores era into the playoff appearances under Mike McDaniel. But there was something to look forward to of just building it from the ground up. And then I think now you're kind of reaching a point where you've seen it to the near end. I don't want to put a cap on it just yet, but it's progress going in the wrong direction now, where when you're supposed to be in this win now mode, and then win is not what you were doing in 2024, take a step back. So I could see it for Reggie McKenzie. I understand it. And then now he'll be going to another rebuild, and got the hometown thing, and maybe helping them in what they're going to do with that number one pick. If it's Cam Ward out of Miami, then start brand new from there. But it is telling though. I'm with you that Reggie McKenzie made this move, and then you start to wonder where other people in the organization, where their heads are at, as now it's Chris Greer and Mike McDaniel both are fighting for their jobs and going into year 4 of the marriage of them together. Chris Greer has obviously been here a lot longer. So now it's really coming down to it. And that also ends up affecting some of your decision-making. It's not like you're going to make the best long-term decision. You got to make the decision that saves you your job for 2025. So, I mean, that's just the fact of the matter. So when you start seeing some of the moves this offseason, take a look at it with that lens, because that's what happens when the pressure is put on, and now it's no longer, oh yeah, everything's happy-go-lucky, everyone's in this honeymoon phase, and it's all brand new here. No, we've kind of seen this out now, and it's pressure time now.
I had Teron Reed on over the weekend, Raiders beat writer. You know him.
Tashawn, yeah.
Tashawn Reed. And obviously he kind of gets the feeling that Bevel's going to get the job because he's got the inside track. They're going to interview some other candidates. They got to go through the whole Rooney Rule stuff, obviously. But you almost feel like this is the other shoe that's going to drop, right? Because I go back to the comments from Mike McDaniel in the off when you were the one that asked him about play calling and would you use somebody else, and he emphatically said, I'm the best person in the building for this. And so he basically crapped on Frank Smith and Bevel instead of really saying, we got a lot of great coaches in the building that could do this job, but this is something that I've looked forward to, and I really want to finish it. I really want to do it. I know Daryl could do this job. I know Frank could do this job and do a great job, but I also feel I can do a great job. He didn't phrase it that way. He phrased it like, I'm the best person in the building, and I know it. And so if you're Daryl Bevel, there's no hope for you to move up. You know what I mean? If you're Frank Smith, there's no hope for you to move up. Now for Daryl, he's got the luxury that he's already proven to Pete Carroll he can do the job. You know what I mean? They won a Super Bowl together. It's over, bro. I mean, give me a break. They won a freaking Super Bowl together. So I just get this feeling that this thing is really coming apart right now for McDaniel. That I think people around that building know that McDaniel's not the guy.
Yeah. And if you look at quarterbacks, coaches, or any offensive assistants around the league, you might be talking about in Darrell Bevell having the most accomplished, overqualified, maybe, aside from maybe someone on the other end who's on their way up and has the upward trajectory. But as far as a quarterback's coach, he's probably the most overqualified, having 15 years of offensive coordinator experience. And I don't know how many of those he also has play calling experience with. Yeah, and he's got a Super Bowl ring, of course, like you mentioned. I'd give him the inside track with Pete Carroll, obviously the connection there in Seattle through some great years, his development of Russell Wilson through those seasons, and credit Darrell Bevell.
Can I add something? They're not even guaranteed of getting a quarterback. Right? What's their pick?
Oh, you're saying, the Raiders, because
Like
didn't they fall to? Yeah, they fell to 6, right?
Right. So they may not get either guy, Shador or Cam. Let's say if both go early, right? Because we don't expect them to drop. It's a quarterback desperate league. They'll even though they deserve to be up there, they're going to reach for them anyway. Hell, they may reach for somebody else that who knows? Jackson Dart might be the third guy taken by the first 4 picks. Who knows? Crazy shit has happened. Blaine Gabbert went top 5, bro. Okay, that's all you need to know. Blaine Gabbert went top 5.
So, you didn't think in the last draft Michael Penix, Bo Nix, J.J. McCarthy would go as early as they did.
Right. So my point is you don't get those guys. If he goes there and they don't have like a stud quarterback or a young quarterback, that's an even bigger indictment. Like, bro, you have Tua at least. You've got a guy that's been in the MVP race and all that, and you're going to go to the Raiders. That will be like a little bit more sauce on how bad this thing is, unfortunately.
Yeah, but it is still a promotion in the role. So getting back into the coordinator ranks, obviously, even if it's and also a situation where, hey, without a quarterback, you go in with at the beginning low expectation. So
by the way, being a head coach in Dallas or in Carolina, it's also one of 32, but it's one of 32 that probably says you're going to fail because of the environment in those places. So I'm just saying, you're going to the Raiders, but you are going to the Raiders. You know what I'm saying? So
on the dysfunction scale in the NFL, the Raiders would be up there somewhere. So I can see that, and Bevell has done it going to Jacksonville, Detroit before they went on this run with Dan Campbell. So. Even after he had that great run in Seattle, and he was also Minnesota Vikings OC for a few seasons. So, a vast experience, has a connection to Pete Carroll. Hey, even in that time in Seattle, they did bring up Russell Wilson, who was not a first-round quarterback. So he wasn't expected to go early in the draft. What did he go, 3rd round? Whenever he got drafted, it was a 3rd round back then. I remember a friend of mine really liked him.
Seattle did something very interesting that year.
Mm-hmm.
They traded for Charlie Whitehurst because the quarterback's coach had a history with him.
Oh wait, Matt Flynn, right? Wasn't there?
They signed Matt Flynn.
That's right.
They re-signed Tyron Jackson, their current starter at that moment, and they drafted Russell Wilson. They brought in quarterbacks in every way they could and opened up the competition. And all of a sudden, this 3rd-round kid beat everybody out. But if you go back and you go look at what they did everything to try. They overpaid for Flynn. They traded for Whitehurst because he was kind of like an experienced backup, kind of a guy that never really got the starting opportunity, but maybe could be a starter. And then they had Jackson there, the kid from Alabama State, who had a wicked arm and great athleticism, but just didn't have the accuracy. And so then they did that, and that was pretty cool for Seattle because they said, we're going to find a quarterback one way or another. And I thought that Schneider and what was the name of the other? Because their 2 front office guys were amazing. Those guys were like, he went to Washington and San Francisco. I'm forgetting his name now. But those guys like went, okay, we're going to find a quarterback. And they went every avenue that offseason, and they ended up with Russell Wilson. And they told, after giving Matt Flynn that money and everything, because I remember I had a bunch of Dolphin fans calling me on the at QAM. Yeah. Oh, we want Flynn. I was like, come on, bro. It's only 2 or 3 games. What are you people stupid or something and all that?
I think it was just one game. I think it was just the last regular season game because the Packers were resting, right?
Yeah. I think it might have been only one game or something. And so I was like, get out of here. I'm not doing that. And, because there were people that fell for that. And sure enough, he was nothing in Seattle. But that was very smart on their part that year, the way they brought everything together.
Tavares Jackson. That was the Jackson.
Tavares Jackson. Tavares Jackson, Alabama State. Yes. Yeah, I remember. Yeah. I liked actually Tavares as a project coming out. That was one of those flyers I took in the draft back in the day, and I said I would draft a Tavares Jackson in the second round because his talent is just absolute. I saw him. I think it was the Senior Bowl, and I saw it and I go, wow, his accuracy is a little effed up, but man, the talent was all there for Tavares Jackson. Just he could never fix the accuracy.
And that makes sense because so Bevel was at Minnesota before Seattle, and Minnesota had him first. So he kept him. That was his project that he sort of brought along and then brought with him to Seattle. And then lo and behold, Russell Wilson, even though he was kind of a big college name, I remember NC State and then Wisconsin, but he wasn't that big of a draft prospect. Definitely because of his height and probably other things.
It makes sense because he played well in the ACC, and then he goes to Wisconsin and they go to the Rose Bowl.
Yeah.
So like, what more do you need from him? You know what I mean? I had a scout friend of mine. He's retired now. I can say it. Tony Softly. And he was working, I forgot if it was Carolina or the Rams. He was their college director of personnel at that time. And I'm sitting there smoking cigars with him in Indy. And he looks at me and he goes, there aren't 31 quarterbacks better or 30 quarterbacks better. It might have not been 30 teams, or was there? There 32.
No, yeah, definitely 32 there.
It was 32. He goes, there aren't 31 better than him right now in the league. And he goes, you can win with this guy as a starter in the NFL. Everybody else that year told me, I love Russell Wilson, but I love him as a backup. Tony Softly was the only guy that told me I'd draft him as a starter. Mm. So Seattle took him as a backup too because they took him. You know what I mean? When you're taking him that deep in the third round and all that, you're not really looking at him as a starter. You're thinking, he's a project, maybe whatever, and the rest is history, bro. You know what I mean? So it's an inexact science trying to figure out who's going to hit and who's not at the quarterback spot.
Unless you have a finger on the pulse that no other team has their evaluation on this quarterback the way we do. Like, we're the only ones that think this way, but it's hard to really kind of go.
Mahomes.
Yeah, Mahomes, Andy Reid, and the Chiefs were like that with Mahomes.
You don't fall to 10 if there's no conviction for you early. No way. We all know what we know now about Mahomes. No, there's no shot, dude. You know what I mean? Why? He had a wicked arm and he was erratic. And so people are afraid of erratic quarterbacks because they usually stay erratic, overall. They don't really fix their accuracy. It's something that they have to adjust to. And in this league, dude, if you got to make a living in the pocket and you're not accurate, that's going to be brutal. It's just going to be brutal.
Yeah. Well, then I also bring that back to Cam Ward because I know you were kind of a little bit lower on him than.
I'm still worried about him at the next level. What I saw in college and goes to the NFL, I didn't see a lot of structure football. So I don't know how he'll live in structured football, 3-5, 7-step drop, plant your foot, throw. Yeah, I don't know. You're not going to get an opportunity to be scanning and running around. You're not going to live long in this league doing that either. by the
That's
way.
a lot of college quarterbacks going into the NFL, though.
Yeah, so I'm just saying, if you can't live from the pocket, I don't know, and that's the part I still have I still have my concerns with Cam Ward on that one.
But Josh Allen is like that,
right? Yes,
isn't Josh Allen like that?
Yeah, but he has the body that he can run for a living. Cam Ward can't run for a living. That will not end well for him. Just like it doesn't really end well for Cam Newton either. Eventually, they'll break you down. This league will break you down. So Josh Allen has to run to be a great quarterback. If he can't run, he can't live in the pocket because his accuracy is not good enough to live in the pocket the entire time. He has to run, has to be part of his game. For Cam Ward, he doesn't have the size of a Cam or a Josh Allen to survive or take the beating that a Ben Roethlisberger, and he doesn't have the speed of a Lamar Jackson. So be careful. You better be more like the kid in Washington who's a real pocket passer that can run. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, Cam Newton also, he would try to be like a battering ram and be a running back once he did run, and his body just deteriorated after that. But
Cam Newton could not make a living from the pocket. That's his problem. If a quarterback can just drop back 3, 5, 7 steps all the time and kill you, and just move the launch point, a couple boots and waggles, and just manipulate the pocket with your eyes, with your arm, your body, all that, you're the biggest pain in the ass in the world to them. Okay, but if you go out there, then now they know that this is where they're going to get their free shots on you and all that. And if you can't make that living from the pocket, then that means you're going to have some erratic throws from that pocket, which means opportunities for you. Either opportunities to get hits on you or opportunities to get a turnover on you. That's why living from the pocket is the most important thing in the NFL, dude.
Yeah.
You know?
No, yeah, but my point saying that is I think Josh Allen still does a better job protecting himself while he does that than Cam Newton did, who
better.
Who would just go and ram himself into defenders, almost a bit reckless. So Cam Ward, he better fix that nonchalance in the NFL. You know, when he rolls out and he's a little nonchalant, someone will humble him very quickly. One of those big pass rushers coming
5, 6, 7, 8, 9 seconds to throw the ball like he had at the University of Miami, my brother. There's no chance. Look, the kid's got the arm, the athleticism, the balls, the character, the fearlessness, the accuracy. He's got it all.
The balls you're saying are those cojones, or are those his balls? The balls he's throwing.
All of them.
All the balls. He's got all the balls.
He's got all the balls. He's got the moxie. He's got it all. But the structure part of it, I did not see enough of it, and that is something very important. And I'm still a little nervous about that for him at the next level. I got to see it. I got to see it.
It's a valid concern, but I mean, I think it's still worthy of being number one this draft. So we'll see.
All right. So percentages that Bevel is gone. 100.
Percentages. I mean, I'll put it more than 50. Because I do think he's going to get this Raiders job. So where do I put it? I'm in the 65, 70% range, something like that.
I'm at 95.
Well, we're at 95. I mean, yeah. Probably, yeah.
Won a Super Bowl with the guy. He was there forever with the
obvious
guy.
Connection, right? Yeah. And it's not like Bevel did anything here in Miami to diminish his credibility. He has only built up Tua. He can be credited with taking Tua to the next level when he's healthy. To be a quarterback that has in 3 different seasons he's either led the league in passer rating and yards per attempt, the next year in passing yards, and the next year in completion percentage. So Bell has worked wonders for Tua's career.
I got no problem with that, dude. I'm a huge Bevel fan. I'm just saying.
Oh yeah. Mm-hmm.
That relationship with Carroll. Carroll's going to a place that he has to turn around quickly. He knows he's old. He knows they're not going to have a lot of patience with him. He needs a comfort zone. You think he's going to hire a fresh face at this point? No, he's going to hire a familiar face that knows how he works and how he does things. They're just going through the Rooney Rule bullshit, first of all. But, dude, do you think that the Jets wanted anybody but Aaron Glenn? Do you think the Patriots wanted anybody but Mike Vrabel? Do you think that Pete Carroll wants anybody but Darrell Bevell? When you want your guy, you want your guy. It's not a color thing. It's not but they got to go through the stupid shit. You know, they got to go through the stuff to the hoops, you know, because the hoops are there. So they got to go through it. But to me, it's 95%.
Yeah, probably. Yeah. Maybe I'd bring it up to like 80, honestly, 75, 80. But yeah, still very high. I could see it happening.
All right. Weaver to New Orleans.
It seems like Mike McCarthy might be the favorite there. So maybe the Dolphins can be fortunate enough to have this great defensive coordinator that everyone wants back, have him return. So
the 5% I left open over on the other side with I said 95% Darrell Bevell's gone, right? I left you 5%.
Okay.
There's your 5% for Weaver getting the job in New Orleans.
Okay, I did see some betting odds that had him at 9-1.
Yeah,
9 to
I'm
1
going to go 5% that he gets a job. I don't think he gets a job. And selfishly, if you're a Dolphins fan, that's a good thing because the extra years of defensive coordinator, if he goes out and kicks ass and then he gets a job,
right?
Now you get your compensation.
Yes.
So.
I believe, and I'll have to check on it just to confirm, but it's that the Dolphins were not going to get any comp pay because it was just 1 year. It was just 1 year that he was here.
Just like Reggie. Just like Reggie, we don't get anything because he didn't get a general manager job.
Right. It's got to be a general manager there. So, yeah. So not there, and then with Weaver, right? He would have to at least be with the organization 2 years. So that's why when you bring someone up that way, then you kind of are already covered in that regard for when that coach does leave. But since Weaver was brought in from the outside, 1 year as D coordinator, he was already head coaching candidate the previous cycle, interviewing for 2 jobs. Now getting another 2 interviews, still a finalist for that Saints job. But to me, yeah, even with Joe Brady dropping out and he says he's going to return to Buffalo, I would think Mike McCarthy is the favorite there, and then probably Kellen Moore would also be ahead of Weaver. But I'm sure he impressed the hell out of them when he interviewed with them. Anyone who's ever interacted with him can attest to that.
I'd hire him in a second. The only question I would have with Weaver is, can he build a staff? That's the only challenge for a young coach is, can he build a staff and all that? That would be the challenge. But I love Weaver. But selfishly, as a Dolphin fan, I think he's not getting the job, so he'll stay and he'll get 1 more year. And if he does get a job somewhere else, then all of a sudden they get the compensation, for that. And plus, if things don't go well with McDaniel, selfishly, if I'm the owner, I don't know if he thinks this way. I'm thinking chess. I think a couple of moves ahead. I want to keep Weaver because that's the guy that I would like to use as my interim coach, possibly my next head coach. So I'd love for him to stick around. So if McDaniel doesn't work out halfway, 3/4 of the way into the season, you're out of here, and let's bring this man in because he's been impressive and has done a great job. And then that would be a reason, because I'd like, it's kind of like what's it called? Dan Campbell. So Dan Campbell has Aaron Glenn as his defensive coordinator. And then all of a sudden he has Terrell Williams as the backup because he knows I'm going to lose Aaron Glenn eventually. Somebody's going to steal Aaron Glenn from me. I got to be grooming somebody else, Terrell Williams. Well, then what happened? Mike Vrabel got the job in New England, and he went and stole Terrell Williams from. So now Dan Campbell's got to go to his 3rd guy in line. And as a coach or as a front office or as an owner, you've got to be thinking about these things ahead of time. Okay, if I lose this guy, who's next? Who do I have? And for the Dolphins, by the way, Ryan Crowe is a guy that is in line almost for after Weaver. Now he's being interviewed for a defensive coordinator position too. You know what I mean? These are things that teams are planning ahead, And you've got to know who you have, and that's why I would like to have Weaver stay, because selfishly, I might have to use him in the next reiteration of the Dolphins.
Yeah, and the Baltimore Ravens, where Weaver came from, they were set up that way, where they had Mike McDonald as defensive coordinator. He gets the job in Seattle, and then they actually had two guys, because they had Zach Orr, the guy who did end up getting the Ravens defensive coordinator job, because then John Harbaugh knows, hey, another team is going to be coming for Anthony Weaver. Shit, he's already getting head coaching interviews. Someone's going to definitely grab him for a defensive coordinator role. So that's how the Dolphins brought him in. So, yeah, if you can set yourself up that way, and I think you nailed it with the Ryan Crow example, because he's getting interviews. He had one with the Patriots. He's got the connection with Mike Vrabel from Tennessee days, and then also now with the Cowboys. So, that could be a good domino effect that you have if Ryan Crow is able to come back with the Dolphins outside linebackers job, and then if things were to go awry this next season, then Anthony Weaver could slide right in, prove that he's a quality head coach as an interim coach, and then that gives Ryan Crow the opportunity, someone who's already interviewing for coordinator jobs, to end up getting that sort of dress rehearsal, that audition for such a role. So that works perfectly there.
Yeah, and the Ryan Crow one, what do you think about that one?
Yeah, I mean, have only had this year to sort of get to know him, but obviously he's done a tremendous job with Chop Robinson, bringing him up, developing him, first-round pick. And he starts slow, but you just saw the development over time and how those pass rush wins started turning into sacks. And when they started turning into sacks, they really piled on. So, I mean, he ran up a position group where they didn't have Bradley Chubb all season. They had Jalen Phillips rehabbing, and then they got 4 games out of him before he suffered another season-ending injury. Never had Shaq Barrett, lost Andrew Van Ginkel. And, I mean, this guy still had an outside linebackers group running with Emmanuel Ogbah as a starter, bringing in Tyus Bowser as a midseason pickup and developing Chop Robinson during the season. So, you got to admire the work he's done, and he has a quality of commanding the respect of a room, I feel, in the same way. Different from Weaver, because I think Weaver also sort of he brings you in with that smile too. He's got both sides of it. Like he's a man that you commands respect, but then also you just gotta love him when you talk to him. Where I see Crow as a true intense sort of coach in the way he can run things.
Follow him on Twitter at DavidFaronis _. Catch his work there at the South Florida Sun Sentinel. David, as always, appreciate you, my brother. We will catch up on Friday, my friend. Thank you.
Sir, have a good week.
You got it. Welt and Rayom. We love Jeff Welt and Daniel Rayom. Give them a ring, 954-966-4646. From bankruptcy to personal injury, homeowner property damage, commercial litigation, condo damage, criminal defense, business owner claims. Call my guy, Jeff Welt and Daniel Rayom. The consultation is completely free. So if something happened and you don't know if you have a case or not, call them, 954-966-4646. Tell them that Big O sent you. They will take care of you. Welt and Rayom. Manny Navarro starts hour number 2.
This has been another session of the Welton Rayom Miami Dolphins Report with David Furones. At Welton Rayom, they don't get paid unless you win. They handle complex personal injury claims caused by the fault of another in both state and federal courts. They handle auto, trucking, motorcycle, slip and fall, and bicycle accidents. Call 954-966-4646. Welton Rayom can help. Welton Rayom has more than 62 years of litigation experience handling insurance disputes. They're committed to resolving even the toughest insurance claims quickly. Call them for a free consultation. 954-966-4646. At Welton Rayom, they don't get paid unless you win. Property damage claims to your home, business, or condo as a result of a hurricane. Welton Rayom can help. Water, mold, fire, smoke damage, Welton Rayom can help. Call 954-966-4646. The viewpoint viewpoint statements or beliefs expressed on the following program by the host, guests, or callers are not necessarily the opinions of FantasyXS.com, Media Group Inc. ownership, management, sponsors, or website. If you're a Miami sports fan, there's only one store to go to, and that's Canes Wear at Miami Fanwear in Davie. They're your one-stop shop for all your inner Miami CF, Canes, Dolphins, Panthers, and Marlins merchandise. They have hats, t-shirts, game day jerseys, and so much more. Located at 2655 South University Drive in Davie, and open 24/7 online at caneswear.com or innermiamiwear.com. Call them at 954-835-5597. Canes Wear, the spot where inner Miami and all Miami sports fans shop. Time for Canes fans to get what they want. Information, insight, and perspective. It's the Canes Wear Miami Hurricanes Report with Manny Navarro, exclusively on the Big O Radio Show. Here's Big O and insider Manny Navarro.
Hey, let's get to it. The man, the myth, the legend that is Manny Navarro. How you feeling, baby? You feeling good?
Feeling great, man. Just busy weekend. Went with the daughter to Naples for a soccer tournament. Got back. Got a bunch of things going on, brother. Just a busy guy. What can I tell you?
You know, as I say it all the time, that getting old, sometimes it's there's a lot of non-positives to it, you know?
Yeah.
But one of the positives is perspective and experience. And, you know, shit like repeats. Life repeats. And,
very much so.
You know, it's kind of like I have the Dolphin thinking that the Dolphins just recently in the last 5-10 years don't beat big teams, don't win big games, don't go deep in the playoffs. That's like been going on for like 40 years.
Yeah,
it's like nothing new, you know. Recently, again, not to get too political for people because they all get all touchy. I don't really give a shit about either side, but it's funny how Trump's about to take over, and Hamas is like, yeah, I think we better release our prisoners now because the guy that's taking over is a little crazy. And yeah, same thing that happened in 1980. Carter's out, Reagan's coming in.
Yep.
Yeah, we better give them the hostages because the dude that's coming in is a little, you know, history repeats itself, you know?
Yep.
And I love people freaking out on Shedeur Sanders and that Dion is being protective and all that. And it's like, bro, did you not live Elway? Did you not live Eli Manning? Oh, I'm sorry. You're 25 years old or 30 and you don't know what the hell happened. This is nothing new, you know? Parents that have power. And by the way, it worked out for Elway. It worked out for the Mannings and Sanders and Shedeur. More power to you, bro. Family is more important. The corporate world tears us apart as enough as it is, and if you let them do it, they'll destroy you as it is. They'll use you up, spit you up, and use you up and get rid of you. Right? If you got power to fight the system and control it, like the Elways, like the Mannings, like the Sanders, God bless you, bro.
Yeah.
God bless you. God bless Deion Sanders and Shedeur Sanders that they have that family bond. And the benefit of that experience, like Archie had, Archie was stuck in a terrible place. Mm-hmm. He wasn't going to allow his son to be stuck in a terrible place. You know what, dude? More power to you. I got no problem with that.
Nothing wrong with flexing a little muscle when you got it, right? And that's the influence. Like you said, this has been going on for decades, and we got a lot of young people that, I guess, even though YouTube is around, we didn't have YouTube when we were young, right? We had to look everything up and read old articles and listen to people on the radio tell us what happened back in the day. Now everything's on YouTube, bro. You can go educate yourself.
Remember the microfiche, bro?
Yes.
That's real work, bitch.
That's right, brother. That's right. That's how I used to look up all the old high school stats. And when I was the high school writer for the Herald and say, is this a record? Wait a minute. No, wait a minute. 1968, this happened. So, yes, I know the microfiche field well, brother. I spent a lot of time sifting through the old Miami Herald archives back in the day.
Young people are going microfiche.
I have no idea. They have no idea what we're talking about, man. Floppy disks, no idea what we're talking about.
What is it? Like, is that octopus? What's a microfiche? Anyway. Yep. Just, you know, I'm glad because there are people talking about it and questioning it or whatever. And it's like, yo, dude, this is the right thing. He's got the dad that's got all the experience, the power, the influence in the world. Yep. Yeah, dude, do it. Take care of your son. it worked out for the other guys, you know. And by the way, it was controversies in those days too. Remember?
Oh yeah, everybody would talk about it back in the day, but it's certainly nothing brand new. And look, the bottom line is he's going to get drafted. He's going to play for somebody in the NFL. He's one of the 2 or 3 best quarterbacks in this draft, and you know he will be in a good situation. I saw the interview Dion did with Colbert the other night, and he talked about, you know, when he was coming out and how different this is being a father. When he was coming out, his family was broke, right? From Fort Myers, no money whatsoever. It was a different lifestyle for him. That money was so impactful for Shador. He's grown up with money his whole life. He's had, you know,
He's
so
been
that,
making
and that,
money. He's been
yes,
making money for years now. His own money, you know.
Yep.
Hell, he's got a bankruptcy case and everything. I mean, he's made money and he's been bankrupt already. I mean, that's just freaking awesome already. At that age, you've already hit bankruptcy. That's just right. He does have a bankruptcy case, if I'm correct.
I believe so. Yes, I believe so.
Look it up for me there, Sean. I'm pretty sure Shador Sanders already at this, you know, old age of, what is he, 21? He's already got a bankruptcy case. That's just awesome. He's learning how to run the system.
Yeah, I think it's actually Shiloh, not Shador, who has
Shiloh? Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So it's Shiloh that has it. Okay. I knew there was a bankruptcy case.
One of the brothers is in it, yeah.
Oh, that's amazing. At that age, you already got a bankruptcy case. That's impressive, dude. That's impressive.
It is
yes,
Shiloh.
Sir.
It is Shiloh.
Okay. Wow. That's just awesome. At that age, you've already got a bankruptcy case. That's freaking. You've made that much money that you got bankrupt. Wow. That's crazy.
It's insane.
All right. You wrote an article about winners and losers in the transfer portal.
Yes.
I would imagine that just the quarterback alone makes Miami the winner, right?
Makes him one of them, yeah. I mean, he was the best quarterback available in the transfer portal, according not just to the Athletic, but to other people as well, because he was a top 5 guy last year, technically, going into the season. And yes, he didn't have a great year, but Georgia still won the SEC championship, and he was a big reason why. So, yeah, I think basically my top teams were LSU out of the SEC, Miami out of the ACC, Oregon in the Big Ten. I know Oregon obviously had that disappointing finish, losing to Ohio State bad in the Rose Bowl, but they've kicked ass in the transfer portal. Texas Tech, I told you that oil money was coming in handy. Texas Tech is had the best performance of any team in the Big 12. And then if you look at the smaller schools, the G5s, Southern Miss, those were my top 5. Southern Miss hired the coach at Marshall, who won the Sun Belt Conference. And they got basically all of those players from Marshall who just won the conference championship. So it's funny how the transfer portal works, though. A lot of people don't like it. They say, oh, you don't even get to know the players anymore. I'm like, dude, this is what professional sports is, right? Every year, rosters are constantly changing. You might hold on to a few players. So that's what it is. You get to the point in college sports where you're paying guys, it's going to be the same exact model, free agency rules.
Okay, but wait a minute. Is there any truth that Ohio State was working under a $37 million deficit?
Well, I don't know that to be true. I mean,
are our presidents of the United States, the last 4, running Ohio State? Because all 4 of them know how to run under a deficit. They've all printed $30 trillion.
Yeah.
I just want to know, because I'd like a printer at fucking home too, Manny. Okay, I'd like a fucking printer too. Every president we have, oh, you need extra money here, turn on the printer. Ohio State, you need more football players, turn on the printer. How come Americans don't get a printer? How come you don't have a printer at home? How come I don't have a printer at home?
Yeah, well, they call it loans, right? We're the ones who go into debt. Those powerful people have printers.
Interest, and then we go bankrupt.
Yes.
Shiloh.
Yes.
Oh, I get it.
Yeah, that's the way it works. No, I look. I think, you know, for people who are sort of disillusioned with college sports, that's the biggest thing I hear now. Like, you look at the comments on the bottom of that story, and it's people that are just angry. They're like, why are these players allowed to move? Why, you know, all of a sudden people were fighting for college players to make money for years, right? Like, why aren't these guys getting some of the wealth? Well, now they're getting some of the wealth, and they're able to change schools, and everybody's upset over it. I just think, you know, it's expected. You live in a free market. You can command as much money as you want. You have the freedom to go wherever that money is, and that's what America's built on.
Yeah, I mean, but do you believe any of that report or
with Ohio State? No, I mean, listen, even if they are operating in a debt, do you know the TV deal, and all the money they're going to get for that playoff run? You know, for winning the national championship, for playing in all those playoff games.
with 37 that nobody will ever be able to compete again?
They say that, but there's so much money in college sports. I mean, that's when I
Well,
saw
there's
that report.
so much more money at Ohio State, actually,
Yes,
dude. Is that like the
yes,
Federal Reserve of college football now?
pretty
Fair-
much. Yeah.
I mean, you guys gotta unearth that info, bro. I
Yeah.
mean,
The problem with all these, whenever we do these FOIA requests, you know, these Freedom of Information Act public records requests, you run into issues of schools and states trying to protect themselves from being exposed. So it takes a lot of reporting, a lot of muscle and work ethic. It's not as easy as people think. But you know, when you see stories like that, I laugh at it because it's obvious they're it's not like all of a sudden Ohio State's going to shut down, right? I mean, they're going to continue to operate just fine and make plenty of money.
oh yeah, no, make money. They're printing money over there,
Yeah.
bro. That's what they're doing. All
Yeah.
right. Any changes over there? Any coaching changes, coaching searches? What's going on?
Yeah, I think Miami is closing in on a DB coach. Matt Zenitz, one of the national reporters from CBS, says that they're looking at Houston's Zach Etheridge to be the new DB's coach. Houston ranked third in the Big 12 in pass defense this past season. He's coached in the SEC before at Auburn, worked with NFL guys. So, you know, Miami obviously looking to solidify its secondary after a really bad year there, changing defensive coordinator. So there will be a new DB's coach, and apparently Zach Etheridge is the leader now. I don't keep up with it as much anymore, if I'm being 100% honest with you, because Mario interviews so many guys. I mean, it is ridiculous the amount of people that he talks to. That in the end, you're wasting your time. You're spinning your wheels because you don't know what he's really going to do. I think ultimately Etheridge, if he is the hire, the fact that he's coached in the SEC and recruited for an SEC school is good. I like coaches who recruit at the highest levels, and I think ultimately that's what the majority of these position coaches are. They are recruiters, and they have to go out and get you elite playmakers. Players have to want to play for these guys, and that's what matters to me when you hire assistant coaches. It's up to the coordinators, in my mind, to get everybody together, to make it work, right? That's what their job is, to put the guys in the right positions to succeed, to run the right schemes. The position coaches, to me, are recruiters. That's their number one priority.
All right, good shit. Don't forget, folks, Caneswear. You use our code BIG010, you will get 10% off anything in the store. They've got anything and everything practically with the Canes logo on it. Heat gear. Well, here we go. I was just wearing this Heat hat earlier. I just bought this one recently. You can go to Caneswear, check it out. Go to caneswear.com. If you order over $99, you will get free shipping. So check it out there. Manny, what do you got going on the Athletics so folks can check you out, my friends?
More transfer portal mania, brother. I did the national story on Monday. Now I'm going to be doing the ACC story. I'm breaking that down with Grace Rayner. I got 9 teams. She's got 8 teams. We're doing our how is it looking for 2025 now that these rosters have shifted, right? We've seen all the transfers. We've seen who's added what. So I'm handling the old Coastal Division teams and a couple of those California teams, and she's doing the Atlantic with Clemson and NC State and Florida State and all those teams. So that'll be coming out tomorrow.
All right, good shit. Manny, as always, thank you, my brother. We'll catch up on Friday with our Caneswear report and our BigCheeseMiami.com NIL and recruiting report. Yesterday, I was at the Big Cheese.
You were. Good stuff.
So good. So good.
Jealous. I got to go back out there.
I love that they bring out the garlic rolls with the sauce, with the sauce on the side. It's just like, it's just ridiculous, bro. Just ridiculous. It really
You're
is.
getting me hungry. I got to go for lunch already, man. I'm thinking about lunch here. I got these roofers in my house banging up there, making all kinds of noise as the house is getting revamped here. And I'm like, I need an excuse to get out. If I was close enough, I'd make the drive to the Big Cheese. But I'm in West Broward, bro. It's pretty far away from the Big Cheese.
I got you. But so good, man. So go check it out, and of course, check out our friends at Canesworth, 2655 South University Drive in Davie, right next to La Spada. Speaking of another place that you can eat some great food, go to Canesworth and then get yourself a terrific sub at La Spada's. All right, Manny, as always, catch up on Friday, baby. Thank you.
See you soon, brother. Take care.
Caneswear.com.
Welcome to Caneswear. New store, new items, same great experience. Family owned and operated since 2010, Caneswear has the latest merchandise from the Miami Hurricanes, Miami Dolphins, Florida Panthers, Inter Miami CF, and more. Come visit us at our store in Davie on University Drive, just south of 595, or online at caneswear.com. Caneswear, the spot Miami fans shop.
All righty, let's get to our 3A Graphics sports calendar. Last night, the Miami Heat in double overtime defeated the Magic 125 to 119. Miami gets back over 500 at 23-22. Tyler led the way with 30 points. Bam had 26, 10 rebounds, 9 assists. How about Khalil Ware? He had 19 points, but on a sizzling 7 of 8 shooting, 4 of 4 from three-point range. He also added 10 rebounds and 2 steals. And next up, it'll be tomorrow against Cleveland, and that'll be at the Kaseya Center. Tip-off will be at 7:30. Wednesday night, Panthers are back in action. They will host the Kings, 7 o'clock face-off. That'll be at the Amerant Bank Arena. That is your 3A Graphics sports calendar. Call my guy, Alan Blanco, for custom printing and embroidery, 786-618-1443. Let's see. Lisa says, Suns have chemistry issues as it is. Don't want Butler's cancer. That would be the kiss of death. It doesn't really matter, Lisa. The Suns aren't going anywhere with or without Butler. They just don't have it. It's not the right combination. So it really doesn't matter. I wouldn't work yourself up too much with it because it's just not a really good team as it is. They don't have enough dogs on that team. They don't have enough role players on that team. They don't play enough defense on that team. It's no shot. Let's see. What else do we have here? We played a great game yesterday against a tough physical team. I like the upside and the skill set he is starting from. I also like the combo of Ware and Bam. Yeah, me too, and Jovic. Let's see. Lenny Pena. Good win for the young guys last night. Jimmy Who. Let's get the guy out of here. At this point, give me picks. I'm with you. NorCal says, Big O is not limited to sports with people only wanting to hear what they think. I tell people what's wrong with their Rovers, but only twice then I ask them what they want to fix. Yeah, that's how it is, bro. They in all aspects of life, people love being in that echo chamber. They got to hear what they want to hear. Let's see. LeBron did win a title with LA and Cleveland without Spoelstra. Did he win 2? Did he go to 3 straight title defenses? Were they better stretches? Did I not say that? JT, do you listen to English spoken? The best stretch of LeBron James' career was with the Miami Heat. The greatest stretch for Dwayne Wade's career was with the Miami Heat. The greatest stretch of Jimmy Butler's career was with the Miami Heat. The greatest stretch of Chris Bosh's career was with the Miami Heat. Not sure there's anything inaccurate or anything that could be argued about that statement. I never said that they didn't win anywhere else, any of the players. All I said was that more often than not, if you come to play here, you'll probably have the best stretch of your career. Hassan Whiteside, whatever it is. Right? Did Dion Waiters ever play like the 27 games he played here? No. Not at all. So that's my point. So I don't think there's anything to even discuss there, JT. But some of you kind of need your ears cleaned a little bit. Yesterday, my doctor's checkup, he said my ears were very clean. Had a very good checkup yesterday, so that was good. Let's see what else do we have here. True Fin Fan says this whole Jimmy disaster might just be a blessing from above. What if because of it we find out we have some really good young talent? Watch Spo work his magic. This might just bring me back. Yep. Tyler is the best player right now in the Heat. That's fine, bro. Whatever you want to say. If you want to say that, that's fine. I actually think Ware's the better player. You know, it helps you on both sides of the court. And Tyler's not necessarily the most efficient player. But hey, you know, you probably fall for the shiny objects. Let's see. Big O, maybe Reggie McKenzie left because he sees Greer as being overstepped by Ross. I don't think so. I think Reggie sees the writing on the wall. I mean, if you're in the Dolphin organization, even if you're Chris Greer, even if you're Marvin Allen, even if you're Reggie McKenzie, even if you're Tom Garfinkel, how are you convinced with Mike McDaniel? I'm not exactly sure. That's the part that I can't comprehend that. That's just something that you talk to me about it and you're talking gibberish. Like, I don't see the sense in it whatsoever. I'd rather smoke it, but I don't see the sense in it. Don't see it at all. None. So that's my problem. If you're in that organization, in that building, why would you believe in Mike McDaniel? As I've told people in the building throughout this season, he's going to get you all fired. Several people in the building, I've told them that. One guy was like, come on, oh man, why you got to be negative? I go, man, it's not that I'm trying to be negative. I'm just trying to tell you this guy can't coach. I like what a lot of things are going on in that building. I think the talent's actually pretty good overall, but you needed a real coach. Some of them will agree with me that they left several wins on the table because of the coach. So if I'm Darrell Bevell, I'm dying to get out of here. If I'm Reggie McKenzie, it doesn't matter what I do in the personnel department. The guy down there doesn't know how to cook the groceries. We can shop for the groceries. He doesn't know how to do it. We gave him a tight end that just made the Pro Bowl, and the guy didn't use him the first month of the season. After showcasing him like crazy in training camp in the preseason, going, oh, they're going to use the tight end finally. First month of the season starts, and they're not using him, and you're like, what is this? It's Mike McDaniel. So I think anybody is trying to get off the sinking ship right now. Do I want it to sink? No. Do I want them to fail? Hell no, dude. But I'm not going to sit here and blow smoke up your ass. Why? Because you need to step into the echo chamber of, oh, no, everything will be all right. No. They're going to fix everything, and the Dolphins are going to win 12 games this year. And Mike McDaniel, after 3 years, will become the guy that can send the plays in on time. Everyone will be organized. There won't be any pre-snap penalties. He'll stick to the running game. He'll, really? Is that where we're going? After 3 years, yeah, he's going to start winning challenges. Right. Okay. All right. That's fine. Go ahead. Knock yourselves out. Get yourself drunk on that one. Yeah. Everything's going to be all right. Sure. Sure it is. Sure it is. So I can't. I just can't. I'm not going to do that to you guys. I refuse to do that. I'm going to tell you how I truly feel about the situation, and it might hurt your feelings at the moment, but what am I going to tell you? I'm not going to sit here and oh, yeah, they're going to fix all these issues. You can't fix that guy. He's shown me for 3 years who he is. Can you fix Philadelphia Mayor Sherelle Parker is the question. Huh? Can you fix stupid? I'm just saying. Sherelle Parker is the mayor in Philadelphia, the lovely city where people act like absolute animals after they win a sporting event. And so the mayor was out there celebrating winning the NFC and heading to the Super Bowl. And she wanted to close her press conference with a chant. Sean Stanley, let's play Sherelle Parker.
E-L-G-S-E-S, Eagles! Let's go, Birds!
Sherelle Parker, a winner of the Scripps National Spelling Bee, knows how to spell the Eagle. In fact, Sean, it was so inspiring. Let's play it again.
E-L-G-S-E-S, Eagles! Let's go, Birds!
I'd like to see how she spelled birds. Birds would be fun. Can she spell birds? She certainly doesn't know what was that? Eagles?
E-L-G-S-E-S, Eagles! Let's go, Birds!
She got to mayor. I mean, well, we have a president that stares at the eclipse. I mean, I don't know. I mean, what can I tell you? Politicians. Don't we know how to produce them? We had a guy that was in office that he was dead. We had it. There was a movie called Dead Presidents. Nobody knew that decades later we would have a dead president in office. I mean, politicians. Right? Sherelle, give us another chant, please. Come on.
E-L-G-S-E-S, Eagles! Let's go, Birds!
Let's go, Birds! That is one dumb broad right there, buddy. Whew. Holy crap. Okay. All right. I'm back. Mike No Go Zones is checking in just in time for the Let's All Chant. Ha ha, hey, hey. Let's all chant Eagles.
E-L-G-S-E-S, Eagles! Let's go, Birds!
Damn right. Just in time, Mike No Go Zones. Hey, by the way, Mike No Go Zones, you're Mr. Tough Guy. You go to Beirut. You go to Baltimore. You go to all these places that nobody wants to go. So, Tough Guy, how come you're not going with a Dolphin jersey in the middle of an Eagles Super Bowl celebration there, Mike No Go Zones? Huh? Now that guy's gone like to Iran, Iraq. He goes to Somalia. He goes everywhere. It's Mike No-Go Zones. You go to his website, the crazy bastard goes to places you would never go. Never. There's a scene, I think it might even be the Baltimore one, where he's like, he's YouTubing, walking around, filming, and he accidentally films like a drug deal going on. And he has to no, it's being erased. That's a crazy bastard right there. We love him, Mike No-Go Zones. He's awesome. But I got a no-go zone for you. An Eagles Super Bowl winning, NFC winning moment, and you go there with an opposing jersey. That's a no-go zone for you there, buddy. Love you, Mike. Hope to see you soon, brother. Think Blue Dodgers is checking in from LA. Got to smoke up and watch it there. I think you started those fires too, by the way. I think Blue Dodgers. I've been kind of thinking about this when I started hearing about the fire, and then you sometimes you tune in. I just lit up. I'm wondering. Think Blue Dodgers. He's always sparking it up. Did he spark up Los Angeles? What else do we have here? Aquavision Big O. The same guy owns Commanders and 76ers. Yep. He does. Brian Landis. The bird is the word. I agree. The bird is always the word. But the Eagles fly. That was a cue?
ELGSES Eagles! Let's go, Birds!
Okay. The pride of Philadelphia. Yeah, Sherelle Parker is the pride of Philadelphia. There's no doubt about that. So, I think we kind of told you about this pretty much from the second it happened. I'm not sure. I mean, once in a while we hit on things here on the show. Did you hear about the Jerry Jones and Deion Sanders conversation, Sean? Back then when everybody was talking about the job and all that, right? Well, guess what? Did you hear about what really happened in that conversation? After formally introducing Brian Schottenheimer to his new head coach, Cowboys owner general manager Jerry Jones downplayed his conversation with Deion Sanders. Jones characterized his visit with Sanders as more a talk with someone he has known for decades than a job interview. Just a conversation about the team and about where he is and his boys, conversation with his boys, that type of conversation. I've talked to a lot of coaches, and Deion has a job. I think the world of Michael Irvin. I think everybody knows that. But sensationalism sells. And so everybody wants to, oh, no, he's going to coach his boys and all this silliness and all that. And none of it was going to happen. I think because problem is most of you, and the media included, don't actually watch his press conferences. Watch the man. Like, really watch the man. How he actually truly gives a shit about Colorado. Like, he loves it there. Like, he wants to make Colorado a national champion. Talks about his upcoming classes, the kids, all that stuff. Of course, he loves his sons, and he wants what's best for his sons, and he's going to fight for them. But he ain't following his sons to the NFL. His life is set already, dude. And he's done with as I keep telling you, I think people will keep misunderstanding who Deion Sanders is because of all the flash. The guy actually gives a shit about young men, like kids. He wants to help mold them into better people. That's what he wants to do. And he was never going to go to Dallas. If he would ever take an NFL job, the last job he would take would be the Cowboys job. Deion Sanders is his own man. He doesn't take orders. He's not going to do that. If he goes somewhere, it's where he's going to have authority. If he doesn't have authority, which he wouldn't, nobody has authority in Dallas. Only Jerry has the authority in Dallas. He knows that. Anybody with a brain. But of course, the people in the media, they want to lie to you. They want to bullshit you because it sells more. It doesn't sell when I come out and I kill the story right away. That's never going to happen. And I'll throw you the common sense, and that's it. It's over. But it doesn't make sense to do that. It makes sense to keep dragging on. Oh, Tyreek, maybe you can trade him here or there because that's, instead of me telling you that's all bullshit these people are telling you. They can't trade Tyreek. Some of them are starting to come around with that now. They're all realizing what I've been saying now for a while, that once you guaranteed him last year, you were done. You're trying to save your job. But it's sexy to write that Deion could go to the Cowboys because it's the Cowboys and it's going to get you a lot of clicks. But is it accurate? Is it logical? Neither one. Is it characteristically something that fits? No. Jerry wants a yes man in there. Somebody that doesn't care about getting stepped all over. Somebody that doesn't care about his press conferences and what he says. That's not Deion Sanders. Deion Sanders will be the one voice like he is at Colorado and Jackson State. So if he ever would go, which he's not, but if he would go to an NFL team, he's the one voice. It's not going to be anybody else talking above Deion Sanders. The only time the owner would be talking is when he extends Deion Sanders, or he wants to be there at the press conference for the number one pick or whatever, or be a fanboy and be thanking the coach or whatever. That's what he would be there. Or like a regular owner. That's what Deion Sanders would work for. A regular owner. Know your place. That's not Jerry Jones. But hey, man, let's sell you bullshit so you guys can keep buying. Tyreek's going to get traded and that whatever. They're going to trade for Dalvin Cook. They're going to sign Dalvin Cook. All those things sound sexy. They're fun. They get you clicks. The truth? Boring. By the way, Cash App or Venmo at Cash Big O Show. That is Cash Big O Show, Cash App or Venmo. And you can make a Bitcoin or Ethereum donation. You can also make a donation through PayPal. And you can send in your comments and questions and all kinds of good stuff. Yes, sir.
Some Inter Miami news. Inter Miami's Raul Senlehi is replaced by Lionel Messi ally. He was the president of football operations, no longer in charge of sporting matters, replaced by Academy director Guillermo Hoyos, who is an ally of Messi. And apparently there's a report out that Senlehi entered the bus containing Miami players and staff in Vegas and was confronted by Messi, and the two had an exchange of words. Inter Miami put out a response saying that Raul's move was pre-planned. The coordination with the closing of the window at the end of January and the many activities that the team had with the World Cup, and now it is official. Hoyos in. Another ally of Messi's in a sporting role.
What a soap opera that place is, dude. That has never changed.
Why didn't we have that stuff when we were there?
I know.
God.
Yeah. We had like
my God.
Soap opera dysfunction to like the 10th power. They have soap opera and dysfunction, but they are spending a ton of money. And so kind of gets, hidden because of all the star quality behind it and all that. But it's funny because it's not paying off. Last year was a complete failure. A complete failure.
Well, I think it's like you said, though, right? The mercenary part's paying off right now.
Right.
But once Messi's gone, so is all the mercenaries.
Right. Yeah. You're not building a real fan base. It's sad, bro. They're not really going about it the right way. And they're catering to him all, like everything. I don't know. Whatever, dude. I just hope they win this year, because if you don't, he ain't getting any younger, dude. He ain't getting any younger. Let's see. Big O, Eagles don't fly in a dome. They don't? No wind or something? Carlito, Mike, I remember your episode in Opalaka. You found a brewery. Yeah, right? It was actually like a really cool. The Opalaka one's a really cool episode. You know why? You don't know what's in Opalaka, and you just look at it like, oh, it's Alibaba, and it's a terrible street or whatever, and you don't know any history of it. And it's like, oh, wait a minute, there's actually some cool places and stuff, and the brewery and all that. Good job by you, Carlito. Let's see. Yes, sir.
I wrote a note down on Sunday, and I forgot to ask you about it yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
Did you hear who the special teams coordinator is for the Commanders?
No.
Our boy Larry Izzo.
He's the special teams coach?
Yes.
I didn't know that.
He called the fake punt.
Well, I was
like, let's get him to the Dolphins. We have an opening. Another former Dolphin. Let's bring him home, baby.
Yeah, right. Yeah, he's going to leave that place.
Exactly. But, man, I was like, no way.
Oh, my God. He's the special teams coach. I had no idea. Wow. That's impressive. I didn't notice that when I was watching. I don't know why. I must have missed that at that moment.
I only caught when that was the Brady one, right? That was NFC was Brady or was it NFC? Yeah. They said because he started talking about Izzo because of course he was teammates with Izzo, and they kind of went into there. At first, I thought I heard things, and then he started talking about how he played on special teams with the Patriots and things like that. So
I wonder what I did at that moment. I must have missed him say that. I was laughing when he was making, talking about Austin Eckler's small hands. I thought that was just like, I thought it was kind of funny, actually. Let me be quite honest. Let me get to a little music news, notes, all kinds of good stuff. I actually got an interesting one that I want to talk about, and it's kind of I lose, by the way, in a big time way, and I'll explain why I lose in a big time way. Actually, although I probably wouldn't do it anyways, but it is what it is. Let's start off with musicians before anything else. My daughter likes this dude, J. Cole, American rapper, singer, songwriter, record producer, born on this date in 1985. He's pretty good. There's a couple songs I like that my daughter jams. Nick Carter from the Backstreet Boys, born in this date in 1980. Joseph Fatone from NSYNC, born on this date in 1977. Or some people would say Joey Fat One Fatone. Speaking of fat, Rick Ross got the big breastises. The American rapper, record producer. Ross is the boss. Rick Ross, celebrating a birthday, born in 1976. Get that bra. Sarah McLachlan, born in this date in 1968. Lawrence Muggerud. Lawrence Muggerud. DJ Muggs from Cypress Hill, born on this date in 1968. Who else? Dave Sharp, guitarist and singer for The Alarm. 68 Guns, born on this date in 1959. William Nelson. It's got two first names. William Billy Bass Nelson, the original bassist for Funkadelic Parliament. George Clinton and the Boys, born in the state in 51. Gene McFadden, singer, songwriter, record producer. McFadden and Whitehead. Ain't no stopping us now. We're on the loose. Let's see, born in 1949. Rick Allen, bassist with the Box Tops. Give me a ticket for an airplane. Ain't got time to take a fast train. Born on this date in 1946. Who else celebrating birthdays today? That's it. That's it for musicians. Let's go with other famous folks celebrating birthdays on January 28th. Let's see who we have here. Ariel Winter, actress. She is 27. William Poulter, movie actor, 32. Elijah Wood, actor, 44. Gianluigi Buffon, soccer player, futbolista. He is 47. Nick Carter, I already mentioned that. Pop singer, 45. Let's see. I see a wrestler here that you'll probably have there, Sean. Who else? Henry VII was born on this date, just in 1457. Just a couple years ago. Who else? Jamie Carragher, futbolista. He is 47. And that is it for birthdays. Sean Stanley, what do you got for me?
You being a hot dog connoisseur, have you ever ate at Joey Fatone's restaurant?
No. Oh. Why would I?
I didn't know. You said Fat One, so I thought that's the name of his restaurant. So
that was that's the name of his restaurant?
Yeah, Fat Ones. It's a hot dog thing. It's called, yeah.
Because his name is Fatone.
Mm-hmm. Yes, yep.
He's separated, it's Fat One. So
yep.
So that's why I had fun with it, because they used to have fun with that all the time.
Yeah.
And he was a little, and also he was overweight too at that time.
He leaned into it with the Fat Ones thing. It's just like hot dogs in different ways. Like the one I saw was a tater tot bowl, but they cut up the hot dogs with chili and cheese. Looked pretty good. Never had it there. But birthdays to what we're here for. Kelly Klein turns 34. Sonata, he's 37. Shark Boy turns 50. And if you haven't seen it, go on YouTube, check out his Stone Cold impression. Pretty damn good. And it's fight night. Sheamus, he turns 47 and he still needs a tan. And those are your birthdays for January 28th, 2025.
Sheamus is the one that was there on that list.
Yeah, actually. Once you say they're on the list, I'm like, oh, I look to see who's WWE on my list. I'm like, okay. So that's kind of usually who's on the list.
All right, let's get to a little music history now. What happened on this date in January 28th in music history? Well, in 85 on this date, the American Music Awards, more than 40 artists got together at A&M Hollywood Studios to record the song, "We Are the World, We Are the Children," under the collective name of USA for Africa. Steve Perry, Michael Jackson, Bruce Springsteen, Bob Dylan, and Ray Charles were among them. Quincy Jones produced the track, which Jackson and Lionel Richie wrote to benefit famine relief. In 65 on this date, The Who made their first appearance on British TV when they performed on the program Ready, Steady, Go. In 2005, Traffic drummer Jim Capaldi passed away from stomach cancer at the age of 60. Along with forming Traffic with Steve Winwood, Capaldi had an impressive solo career and also worked with Jimi Hendrix, Eric Clapton, and George Harrison. In 2009, Leonard Skinner keyboardist Billy Powell died at the age of 56 of a heart attack. In 2015, Black Sabbath bassist Geezer Butler was arrested for misdemeanor assault, public intoxication, and vandalism at a saloon in Death Valley, California. In 2016, Jefferson Airplane co-founder Paul Cantor died at the age of 74 following a heart attack. And that's what happened today in music history. So I got to tell you, I've got quite a few concert shirts. And I saw this story. And I remember the other day when I was showing like a concert shirt that I had a classic one. And, you know, somebody goes, hey, those concert shirts are worth a lot of money. So I saw this article. And it's an article about the most valuable vintage T-shirts that are out there. So Spreadshirt.com was behind the study, which analyzed 84,000 listings of bands and music artist T-shirts sold on popular resale marketplace websites. The data was collected between December 2023 and September of 2024 and only included sold listings to reflect the accurate data and sale value to calculate the precise averages. So I'm thinking, man, maybe, you know, I've got several. I got a couple classic shirts. Maybe they're worth something, right? So the date was categorized by sale value, year produced, artist, and related genre, giving a broad breakdown of what was sold. Eras and genres of each artist were attributed based on the height of commercial fame. One of the things the study found was that there were a lot of rock acts that yielded great resale value for their T-shirts. Sitting atop of the heap for resale value is the Grateful Dead. I don't have one of them. While you can likely find modern replications on sale racks for a budget-friendly price, the rate for an original merchandise can get a little steep. The band's Panther T-shirt sits atop of the list. Wait a minute. Here we go. Sits atop of the list as a shirt with the most resale value, the study noting that the purchasing of an original version shirt was at $2,750. Nirvana ranked second. I don't have any, which probably surprised no one, given the seminal grunge band's career was cut short. The second most expensive band T-shirt is the group's Utero long sleeve tee that is going for $2,000. The band's black and blue purple silver tour tee from 92 also came in at number 10 for $1,200. We should also note Icelandic alternative rocker Björk scored 3 T-shirts that landed in the top 10 for resale. I don't have any Björk T-shirts. Human Behavior, which is a great song, by the way. I still like her more with the sugar cubes, but that's a whole different conversation we can have. Anyway, her 95 post T-shirt was going for $1,895, good enough for third on the list, while 90s Bjork's photo T-shirt was fetching $1,400. And the blue Army of Me in 95 was going for $1,258 on the list. Soundgarden's 89 Louder Than Love tee, $1,350. $1,350. I don't have any Soundgarden. Metallica's 96 Load tee, $1,250, top 10. I've got a couple of Metallicas, not that one. Breaking It by the Band. According to the study, Nirvana ranks 1 on the list for average resale at $278. They're followed by the Chili Peppers, $240. Again, I have like one Chili Pepper T-shirt, and it's like from 7-8 years ago. There's no way it's worth anything. While 70s R&B superstars Earth, Wind & Fire, none, placed third with an average of $235. Rock was prominent in the top 10, with Guns N' Roses placing fifth for $188. I bought one when they were here in Miami at the baseball stadium, and another one in Central Florida. Not really old shirts. $188. Green Day, $186. Paul McCartney, $180. Pearl Jam, $171. Like, I'm making no money here, bro. Now, can I tell you what's the most effed up thing about this entire list? Seriously. What is wrong with some of you out there? Okay? You know what's 10th on the list? Triple X Tentacion. That piece of shit. That scumbag. That lowlife. Man, my stomach is grumbling badly. Did that come out on the mic? Were you able to hear that? That was loud.
I did not hear it.
Okay. If you didn't hear it, then they didn't hear it. But damn. Wow. Man, I could have farted and you wouldn't have heard it. Man. But anyways, Tentacion was 10th. Like I'm making no money. Damn, dude. Thought maybe, go through the list, I'm screwed. Nothing there, bro. Anyway, let's see. Oh, how much is my plastic Ono band? Probably thousands. I mean, if Tentacion is on this list, plastic Ono's got to be priceless. I mean, think about it. How many people even actually bought the shirt? That's how rare a plastic Ono band shirt is. Most people, that are like normal, not you, of course, but most people would never buy a plastic Ono shirt. So there are none in circulation. So the one you have is so rare, of course it's worth a lot of money. There you go. All the other shirts after her tour were done. They sent them for famine relief, like they do when they print the Super Bowl shirts for both teams, ready to go. And then the loser, they just ship them off to some country and they give them away. That's kind of what they did to all the plastic Ono shirts. They're somewhere, in Africa somewhere. They took them where kids unfortunately don't have any clothes. So they're walking around and they just trash plastic Ono shirts. But you, Dougie Fresh, happened to have one that was not trashed. So think about it. It's the only one that was bought. It's probably priceless. I don't know if I would ever sell that one. You could probably buy maybe 400 to 500 Bitcoin with that by just selling that one shirt. Oh, do you ever get artist T-shirts that come out with their albums? Not at the concert. No, not really. No. I only get concert shirts. I mean, I've got a couple of shirts that are not that. But yeah, but not a lot. Like, what was it? Iron Maiden. You buy like some exclusive album or something, or cassette, not cassette, CD. And then they give you a shirt also with it, or U2. I've got those kind of shirts. A friend of mine gave me a Jimi Hendrix one. But no, I would say 99.9% of my shirts are all concert shirts. Anything else music-wise, which is not even a percent, it would be a fraction of a percent. It would be only a few shirts. It's like what I told you, shit like that. But it's only a few shirts that I have outside of that. If not, it's something I bought when I was at the show, So, yeah, that's about it. What else we have here? That In Utero shirt is fire. It is. So is the album. So is the band. Stuart Sutcliffe was one of the members. All right. Awesome for Stuart. What else do we have here? The other thing that I wanted to show you guys on the music side. Okay, here we go. This is more for rockers and MTVers. I saw this morning, and and it just reminded me of my MTV days. It said on this day in 1982, so I know where I was. Triumph released their 6th album, Never Surrender. And I remember whether it was Mark Goodman or Nina Blackwood or whatever, whoever it was, J.J. Jackson, Martha Quinn, whoever it was, right? But one of them that day hosted a world premiere video of A World of Fantasy, which was, the lead single, Lost in a World of Fantasy, look what it's done to me. And I remember that on MTV back in those days, when there was a band that was, big time rock or alternative, new wave, whatever, and they were coming out with a new album, they would take out a new video. And on MTV, there was always a world premiere video. And it was like an event. And at school, you were talking about it. If Michael Jackson was going to premiere his Billie Jean video, everybody knew it was going to premiere whatever in the afternoon, early evening, and you had to be right in front of the television to watch the first time they played the Jump video from Van Halen's new album, 1984, whatever it was, the examples. So I'm cruising through X today, and it says, on this day in 1982, Triumph released her 6th album, Never Surrender. And I'm thinking, man, A World of Fantasy. And I'm thinking of MTV World Music Premiere of Triumph's new video, yada, 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 all of that. And it's just kind of funny how our lives when we were young were a little different in that sense, that music videos were such a big thing. And it was like a preview event. It's not something that you do nowadays, Murias Dental. I like it. Very nice. Got 2 locations, by the way. We go to the Hialeah location. Me, my wife, my daughter, my mother-in-law. Everybody goes to Murias Dental. The entire family goes to Murias Dental. So I think we trust them. Been going there for years. So, if you're looking for a family practice, because there's the father and sons, and you want to definitely go to Murias Dental. The father's even made inventions that are being used all over in the world of dentistry. This is a hell of a practice, and they got all the modern medicine, cosmetic surgery. They can help you, all of that kind of stuff, man. So check it out. My wife, by the way, lost a tooth in an accident, so she had a gap. And they were able to reconstruct the tooth. They do their crowns right there on the spot. Right there. Within like 15, 20 minutes while you're sitting there, they'll take the digital image and boom, boom, they'll build it right away and you're gone, dude. It's freaking awesome. It's not one of those where you go and they got to set it and figure out the size. And then, we'll see you in a couple weeks. We'll have it back. No. At Murias Dental, they make it right there on the spot. It's pretty cool. They've got the technology. So it's like the $6 million man, They can rebuild it, make your mouth better, faster, stronger. Dun, 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 dun. So go visit our friends at Murias Dental. Right there, the number is Hialeah 305-821-0231, Plantation 954-692-6825, Dade or Broward County. Go see our friends at Murias Dental, and please make sure you tell them that Big O sent you, because they will definitely take care of you. What else do we have? Man, did you see, while we're talking about the whole Butler situation going on, did you see what happened to Bradley Beal's kid? No? Sucks, man. This is the ugly part of it. Look, I didn't want Beal back in those days when he was available. I was never a Beal guy. I told you guys then and all that good stuff. And obviously now Phoenix is finding out what I thought, that he was never worth that kind of money. He's not a dog. But family's different. And this is where, fans are assholes, or Eagle fans are assholes. Bradley Beal's wife revealed on Monday that a heckling Suns fan made their son cry during the team's win over Washington this weekend. Kamai Adams Beal shared a long message via social media on Monday detailing the incident, which she said quickly spiraled out of hand Saturday night and resulted in arena security stepping in. During the game, a Suns fan spent most of the night heckling my husband. It got so bad, I sent my kids away in the third quarter after multiple people asked if we were okay and asked if I wanted to say something. The breaking point came in the fourth quarter when my kids were back and the fan yelled, "Trade this bum-ass bitch Beal for Jimmy Butler." My 6-year-old, with tears in his eyes, asked why someone would say that about his dad. After that, Adams Beal said that security stepped in. Further specifics of the incident are not known. And so Beal's part of the whole deal and all that kind of stuff. And Beal said, my wife was pretty calm about it, but my son is right there. She's not going for none of that. Beal, on his wife, she took to social media to address a fan heckling her husband, to the point where it made her son cry and all that, and yada, yada. But it's just like, some of you out there, man, you're just losers. You are. Like watching that Eagle fan picking on the Washington fan, like, just no reason, dude. No reason, He says, all I see is my wife and my son crying on the front row and my wife turning around yelling at somebody. That's never good. Family comes before any of this basketball shit. I just wanted to make sure she was good. Once security was taking care of it, we're good. So, it just, there's no room for that, dude. The families have nothing to do with that. And that guy knew what he was doing. He knew Beal's wife and kids were there. That's just scumbag shit, dude. Just scumbag shit. That's sad. Sad that you have to go through that kind of stuff. It's not right. Let's see. Big O, any or no way the Heat retire? Oh, no, I don't think. No, Jimmy Butler's. Why would you retire his number? I'm sorry. Where's that coming from? Why would you retire? Did he win a championship? Okay, Alonzo, there's a championship. Wade, well, Tim Hardaway. But Tim Hardaway was here for a long time and played a lot of important games and played hard and all that kind of stuff. Yeah, no, definitely not. Why? So the guy was here a short time. You had a lot of success, but the Heat has a lot of success. But in his last 2.5 years, he didn't try to play basketball during the regular season at all. Yeah, no, I would never do that. I would never retire Jimmy Butler's number. No. Anyway, let's see. Oscar, I think 5 Beatles at the time. I don't know what that is. Got my first speeding ticket listening to Lay It on the Line on my way to Buffalo State for college. LOL, says Lisa Rose. Lay it on the line. I love that song. That's probably my second favorite song from Triumph. Okay. That's what do you got there, Sean?
No, go ahead. Finish your thought. I'll wait.
All right, go ahead. What do you got?
Oh, the answer about the Beatles. Oscar Rojas had a little music trivia for you. up in the area. He said, after a couple of name changes and when they officially became the Beatles, how many members were in their original first lineup, and can you name them?
Oh, no, I can't. The Quarrymen or whatever it was, right? Or something like that. No, I don't remember. I don't at all. Let's see. Pete Best. And yes, I think Brian Epstein got them started in the mainstream. There you go. What else do we have? Anyway, what's God, what was that thing that I wanted to say with what are you gonna do? What do you got there?
You were talking Lisa Rose before I interrupted you. I about her comment about a speeding ticket, lay it on the line on my way to Buffalo State for college.
Right. So lay it on the line is probably my second favorite what's it called song. It's interesting because my favorite song of Triumph is not sung by Rick Emmett. It's sung by, oh God, now I'm forgetting the drummer's name. Is it Mike something? Anyways, it's Young Enough to Cry. So that I love that song, dude. That's one of those, and I think they made a video of it too. But Young Enough to Cry for me is like, wow. And it's from the same album, Just a Game, because that one has Lay It on the Line. It has Just a Game. It has Young Enough to Cry. It has Moving On. It has American Girls. Forgetting now. There's something else on that song, on that album. But anyways, for me, Young Enough to Cry, man, that's a freaking bluesy killer song from Triumph. And then the solo of it, Rick Emmett was such a good guitarist, man. That's the cool thing about that band, that obviously Rick Emmett was the lead singer for a lot of the songs, but the drummer, who's the original, I think he's the founding member, he's the guy that runs the band. He pretty much sings a lot of the songs also too. Kind of goes under the radar. It's kind of like the Cars. Everybody thinks of Rick Ocasek, and people don't realize that Benjamin Orr sings a lot of the great songs also of the Cars. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes people think that Rick Ocasek sings all of the songs. You know what I mean? And I don't think it's like that for Triumph, because the two voices are completely different. But I don't know. It's just one of those things. But Young Enough to Cry for me, God, I love that song from Triumph. Great tune. A lot of feel for that song. What else do we? Yes, sir?
Gil Moore was the drummer.
Gil Moore. That's it.
Mike Levine was bass. And then I guess something happened to Gil Moore. Or Gil Moore's been since 2008. Abel McKnight was the drummer up until 75. So I'm not sure where.
Well, Gil Moore took over, and him and Rick Emmett hate each other and all that shit. I saw them a long time ago for that tour, the Never Surrender tour. But I never got to see them. I don't think I got to see them again after that. That was the first and last time I saw them at the Hollywood Sportatorium, and I never got to see them again. And I wish I could have seen them a few more times, because I freaking love Triumph, dude. Love Triumph. They're so good. So good. So good. What else do we have going on in the world of sports or anything else? No, that's it. I don't see anything, any kind of breaking news, unfortunately. Nothing there, and nothing with Jimmy Butler either, except he's suspended. And remember, all comments with the Heat on social media, end them with hashtag fuck Butler. Just send a message. Okay, let's stick together as a Heat Nation. Let's support the young guys. Let's turn the page. We don't need any more of this crap. You know what I'm saying? Move on. This franchise will get back to being great again, get back to getting to a finals and maybe even winning one or two more. But you got to do it by turning the page and getting past all of this. But the best thing we do is support the young kids and dump this loser that all he's doing is creating problems for the team, for the coach, for the players. Yesterday was a pleasure watching 15 men that wanted to take that court and play hard and play the right way for 4 quarters and 2 overtimes and let the chips fall where they may. We're Heat fans, man. We're big boys and big girls. We can deal with the winning and the losing. What we can't deal with is all the bullshit. People spend their money for merchandise, for tickets, for suites, for whatever it is. And they deserve to get a professional product in return, something that has always been delivered by Pat Riley. And Jimmy Butler is completely stopping the progress of being professional because he lacks all professionalism. So congratulations to the Miami Heat doing the right thing finally. And congratulations to Heat Nation. Let's get on board. We got our basketball team back, culture getting back on track. And remember, every Heat message on social media, end it with #FuckButler.